I'm with Felicia Slattery of Communication Transformation, who's presenting at OIVAC 2011. Felicia, why do you feel that continuing education such as attending a convention like OIVAC is beneficial in helping small businesses like VAs get their business out of first gear?
Well, hi, Lynn. Thanks so much for having me. I am a lifelong learner myself. One of my master's degrees, in fact, is in adult education and training. So I myself am constantly learning and learning and learning. And I just think it is one of the most important things that people can do is to invest with their time and their money in themselves and in their own businesses so that they can get ahead. Not only learning more about the skills of their trade, but also learning about things that will help them improve for their clients and help them improve their own business. So there are a lot of different things that people can invest in, and I myself do invest both time and money so that I can really benefit from that. And I just believe that anyone who does that is just making a real smart decision for their business as well.
And your presentation is going to be credibility and cash flow. What makes you an expert in this particular field?
Well, I have been a speaker for over 30 years, and I have been a college professor of communication for a number of years. And this particular topic, credibility and cash flow, is a topic that I found my audience really wanted to know more about. A few years ago, as I was getting rolling with my consulting business, I put out a survey. And by the way, there's a little teachable moment. Whenever you want to know what your clients or prospects want, ask them, and they will tell you.
Yes, true.
And so, right. So I did a survey, and I said, well, what kind of communication would you like to know? Because that's my second master's degree is in communication, and there's a lot of different aspects to communication. Well, far and away, the biggest aspect of communication that people wanted to know about was persuasive communication. At the base of all persuasion, the primary element is the inherent credibility of the person doing the selling. So credibility is the very first piece. If you're not believable, people aren't going to want to invest their time or their money with you. And so that's where it's got to begin. This is something that I have studied myself for many years. I've made this a big part of my career. I've done a lot of before my academic world, I was actually in sales. So I had a lot of experience in sales and persuasion, both in the realistic real-world sense and in the academic theoretical sense. I bring them together, I marry them, and I teach folks exactly what they need to know to be very persuasive without having to twist anyone's arm so that their credibility just shines through.
So then, what value do you think that VAs will receive by attending your presentation?
Gosh, well, I teach in my presentation, I teach what I call the 3 C's of credibility. And they will have, after listening to my presentation, easily implementable tools, tips, and techniques that they can use immediately following our presentation. And that's because I truly believe that when you get some tools, some information that you can see the benefits from right away, you're more than willing then to listen for more information and continue to look for and find results in some of the tools and techniques that I'll be teaching. So I really love to share tools that people can use right away. We'll be talking about some of the really great things that I've seen that people are using, some excellent tools, but we'll also be talking a little bit about some of the mistakes that I've seen so that if there are people making some of those mistakes, they can avoid them or fix them and really improve their business. And when you make some of these tweaks, some of them are little, some of them are big, and I'll be sharing lots during my presentation. When you make these, you start to see the shift, and people end up with getting more prospects, more clients, which of course leads to more cash flow, which of course we all love in our businesses.
Well, that sounds terrific. Thanks so much for spending some time with me, Felicia.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to talking with your VAs.